yang negatif, tapi itu bagian dari mereka sangat bangga kehadiran banyak orang dari negara-negara di luar sana, lalu kesini jauh-jauh ke Jepara, lalu mereka ingin mengabadikan memori yang indah ini dalam bentuk foto. Jadi itu, it's really not bad thing, it's something proud. Nah, malam ini kita tidak akan banyak tidak memberikan apa istilahnya pidato atau apa, justru kita ingin mendengar dari teman-teman yang sudah 3 hari ya dengan International Conference, lalu kemudian kemarin opening, lalu hari ini. Nah, kita ingin mendengarkan kesan teman-teman dari hari pertama sampai sekarang terhadap tentu saja perhelatan KUPI ini. Ada 3 pertanyaan, nggak harus dijawab satu-satu, terserah ya. Kira-kira kita ingin mengetahui. Selamat datang Mbak Badria, monggo di sini. Saya sambil memulai ya. Baik, saya lanjutkan ya Mbak. Ada 3 pertanyaan yang teman-teman bisa pikirkan. Yang pertama, apa yang menginspirasi teman-teman selama pernah bersama dengan KUPI? Dan yang kedua, bagaimana menurut teman-teman KUPI sebagai inspirasi ini memungkinkan dibawa ke negara teman-teman? Dan yang ketiga, kalau nggak dijawab juga nggak apa-apa, tapi kami pengen tahu apa yang bisa kita bantu untuk mewujudkan inspirasi ini menjadi realitas baru di negara teman-teman, negara masing-masing ya. Is that clear? Yes. I want to do justice ya. This is one of the technique that I do for reflective structure. Every round like 2 minutes. Nah baik, karena ada perwakilan negara yang cukup banyak, saya akan memulai saja satu negara satu dulu, baru nanti kalau kita ada waktu kita tambahkan. Boleh seperti itu ya? Oke, let's start with. Oke, siapa yang sudah siap? Who's gonna start? Kutub? No. Fatima? Oh, Syamil? Oke, Thai. Kita akan dengar dari generasi mudanya Thailand. Silakan Syamil.
Hi, good evening everyone. English. Okay. Good evening everyone. Assalamualaikum. My name is Syamil. I'm with Ajanlia. We're from C Junction, and thank you again, KUPI and the Congress, for having us here. We have had an amazing time at the conference. And to get into the question that you have raised, I think one of the things that is the most inspiring for me as a Thai Muslim woman to see this kind of movement that is a grassroots movement from all the effort of everyone putting in to this, formulating and answering this very social, critical social issue or question in an elegant way, in a methodological way, I think is very necessary to bring light to these issues that we are experiencing. And I feel like also as a Muslim, a lot of time, as women too, we don't feel like we have the power to speak up or go against the narrative, the mainstream narrative of things. And so having a large network or organization that supports, is it 2 minutes yet? Sorry, I don't keep time. How many more minutes do I have? Okay. Mask off? Oh, okay. So, yeah, especially to break into this social space, addressing this very urgent issue that is critical and important to our society. I think that's one of the things that has been most inspiring about joining this conference and being in this environment. Thank you.
No, you haven't answered the second question.
Okay.
How would this inspiration bring into your context?
Bring into my own context.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, to be able to see a movement that is led by women with support of other women, and also seeing, like, being in the international conference, being able to join other brother and sister in addressing the same issue, in exchanging ideas and situation, has been something that I think should be established everywhere. Creating a global network to address certain common issues. And also, like, providing a space for a woman to participate in this deeply, like, in using religion and the understanding the narrative and being able to, provide, like, fatwa for this from a religious perspective, that a lot of people kind of used to legitimize their own authority. To be able to regain that control, or like providing our own narrative back, is something that we don't often see in Thailand. So being in this space, learning your methodology and understanding how this is done is something that I hope to be able to bring back, and hope to be able to connect with you and do something similar in my own community. Thank you.
Thank you. Ini gimana, Mas Dewa mau menerjemahkan?
Gak usah kayaknya.
Nggak usah ya.
Gak usah.
Secara kalau nggak mungkin saya terjemahkan enggak kan?
Gak usah kan?
Nggak usah ya.
Kan untuk teman-teman kan. Yang penting kan direkam kan ya testimoninya.
Oh iya.
Iya.
Intinya bahwa dia terinspirasi tentang grassroots ininya, dari bawah, dan membicarakan isu-isu yang sangat kontroversial, dianggapnya penting, lalu kemudian metodologi terutama bagian 4 yang sangat menginspirasi. Lalu ini pengennya dibawa ke Thailand, tapi how-nya masih belum. Yes, Hamsatu from Thailand to Nigeria.
Sekarang sudah bisa.
Oh iya, silakan.
Indonesia.
Yang terjemahan dari Inggris ke bahasa ada ya bahasa Indonesia, silakan. Hamsatu, you want here, you can go here.
Yes, our chief host and hostess. Okay, please translate.
Yes.
We have no two ways of interpretation. From English to Indonesia, Indonesia to English.
Yes, I'm okay. Once a teacher, always a teacher. We teachers enjoy standing.
Okay.
Yes. Can I go?
Sure.
Yes. I said our chief host and chief hostess, brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Yes, it's a reflection of what we have seen and heard so far. Really, I was saying it this morning, if there is any meeting that I have learned anything at all this year, this is the second one. Therefore, we really appreciate women in Indonesia. Before my coming here, the perception of all of us is that the highest concentration of Muslims are in the Arab world. Yes, Arab world is where we have the largest concentration of Muslims. But in all the Arab countries that I know, all the women scholars, women activists, most of them are now living in exile. They are not allowed to even visit their own countries. Much as we are told you have challenges here, but here we have come and seen women become a powerful force, galvanizing all their forces, supporting each other, standing behind their men, and then coordinating in the whole society. So I said, honestly, if there is anybody in the Muslim world who should lead to organize the rest of us Muslims, it should be the women in Indonesia. No, I'm saying it honestly from the bottom of my heart based on what I am experiencing currently. Because really, I have learned a lot, and then it has really inspired me to go back and then do what I am doing better. So therefore now, there are challenges across the world. This afternoon, I was telling the sessions on early marriage. Yes, early marriage is a global phenomenon. I think out of the challenges mentioned in Indonesia, all happen in Nigeria, and including others that are not mentioned. One of the impacts that I highlighted that happens in Nigeria are many young girls have become murderers or attempted murder, simply because they were forced into that marriage and that husband violates them. These girls have poisoned their husbands and killed them, and they are treated as criminals. And then one of the consequences that I didn't hear mentioned in Indonesia, in fact, the frustrations and others, I am also a living example of forced marriage. In fact, when I had my first 5 children, believe you me, initially I don't even have emotional attachment to the children until they grew up. And then I see them worthy, calling me mama and supporting them, that changed my psyche. And then another effect I didn't hear mentioned, is this, is it vesico-vaginal fistula? Do you have them here in Indonesia? Where young girls after delivery, they couldn't hold their urine. In fact, in some communities, they have a special hospital dedicated for that, for girls. It is that bad. So therefore, being a global phenomenon, in fact, what my perception and belief is that women in Indonesia should help us take up this as a global issue. And even challenge the governments in Arab world who are making life in their countries a hell for our fellow women activists. And then one major challenge that I should throw to you is, I come from Nigeria, the home of Borno State, the home of Boko Haram insurgency. So I said, my biggest challenge is the issue of those children who are born, conceived and born while their mothers are, one, in captivity, and then second, their mothers are in detention in state military facilities. And they are in tens of thousands. So this is not a problem peculiar to Nigeria. I know it happens in Somalia, in Sudan, and many other countries. So since you women here are taking up issues of fellow women, in fact, in our context, even if I say, people would just say, Hajia, please stop talking that, we have to move forward. So how can we move forward when we are talking about issues affecting human beings? Young children who do not have a place, who do not belong anywhere. They are brought to the world by circumstances beyond anybody's control. So please, don't allow that. In fact, I have seen another level, KUPI, I have seen it KUPI at national level, I have seen it KUPI as regional level here in Jepara. So I believe there are other KUPIs too. Women, please put heads together. This is another issue that burns and borders around womanhood and then the future of our children. Women in Indonesia, I really salute you. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate the opportunity of you people bringing us here to come and listen to you, to learn from you, so that we can go and make our future also better for everybody in our society.
Thank you.
So, salute the Lord. Allahu Akbar. Shall we say?
Allahu
Allahu Akbar to the women.
Thank you Hamsatu. Dari kemarin dia bicara tentang bicara tentang konflik sekarang dalam bahasa Inggris dan bahasa Indonesia. Tentang anak-anak ya yang dilahirkan dari we listen for azan tuh.
pakai alat penerjemah? Hah?
Udah bagus ya bahasa Indonesia.
Oh.
Baik teman-teman, kita lanjutkan. Saya berharap teman-teman bisa meringkas 2 menit sehingga yang lain bisa mendapatkan kesempatan yang sama. Oke, baik. Kutub mau bicara? Ya.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum. The other day I was sharing with Sister Ruby, like this, especially the KUPI conference for me, because we have been meeting in various conferences and programs earlier. This is really, really the real work I've seen of the Indonesian women's leadership. And I think this is going to have a ripple effect, which I said yesterday as well. We are going to set up a similar kind of like movement in India, because we are already on the verge of facing so many challenges, both from the state and from the community leaderships. So this was a highly inspiring gathering for me. I being a female activist who has been like very fiery in our work since we started. I didn't see the energy, the passion, in my life anywhere, which I've seen, and it got translated into such a beautiful, magnanimous event. That is really, really, I'm lost of words to explain how I felt, but yes, morally, I'm more strengthened because we are equipped with more knowledge, the right knowledge from the Quranic perspective, Islamic perspective, and I think this will definitely give strength to the movement in other parts of the world. And KUPI is just not like, a kind of like a small movement in Indonesia or in region Southeast Asia. I think it should develop into like how we have United Nations or World Religious Council. Why can't we have a World Ulama Council, led by the Indonesian, leadership, expertise. And yes, definitely this will give a different dynamics for us to work in at our context. And my commitment will be, after going back from this conference, will be like, I'm going to announce KUPI movement in India very soon. Going to mobilize some of the scholars and activists in this regard. And yes, we will dedicate our time and work for the KUPI work. There will be some poster display in the office, and also wherever we are holding workshops or any kind of like, meetings with other organizations, we will make sure that we have a place for KUPI knowledge display, exhibition display in those meetings. And yes, as I suggested, we should be a part of a knowledge management right now, because we have Sister Badriya with us, who is amazingly blessed with knowledge. I think we should be able to materialize those things in our work through knowledge management. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, Mahbuba from Sri Lanka. Finally, silakan.
Assalamualaikum, I am Mahbuba from Sri Lanka. So actually this is very inspiring to me, because when 2 weeks before I received this concept note of KUPI, then I was just wondering how all Indonesian women got together and adopted a fatwa to ban child marriage in 2017. So when I read that, I was really curious to attend this meeting. It was we can't even think about that to do it in Sri Lanka, because we are minority community in Sri Lanka. So even there are so many challenges without dress code, wearing hijab and so and all. It's very the moment even for the Muslim practices of Muslim Islamic culture also is a challenge. So I was really inspiring about Indonesian women, how you all got together, how you all very strong to have such a wonderful, such a big conference with participants with more than 50 countries. It's really a lesson learned for us to collect other women and inspiring other women to get together and work. Yeah. So for the second question, I would say, in Sri Lanka, I can't even think about this. And then I told Sister Ruby that I can't even think about this kind of meeting in Sri Lanka. Then Ruby said, start in a small level, then it will go up. So thank you, Sister Ruby. I take that word. So on my return, inshallah, I will have to collect some strong women with me to get together to work on these particular issues, to face gender equality among Muslims and all. Even in the family law reformation, we are struggling to increase the age of marriage. So we need something to do on my return to collecting strong women, strong Indonesian women like you all. I hope to do that. Jazakallah.
Thank you. Rehana, you want to, Rehana dari Pakistan.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, KUPI. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you all, ladies. So you are giving such a very hard job, and you are doing well. So, yeah, the question was that what I am getting here and what I will be bringing to my country. So the thing is very amazing for me that the people in Indonesia and the scholars, they are very close to the culture, and there is not any harm for them that when they follow their culture. So there is not any harm for them from their religion. So this is very amazing thing for me. This is not in my country, where in my country there is specific thing. The religion is one other symbol and the culture is one another thing. And the second thing which I get the energy from the KUPI and the ladies are here, that the woman can be the muftiya and she can be she can get the fatwa as well. Because in my country we are getting the knowledge and we are doing the research about the fatwas as well, but our fatwas is not getting approved. Still the man did not signature on that. So we do the fatwa, we write the fatwa there, but our fatwa is not we are not able to give our fatwa in the society until the man mufti did the signature or stamp on this. So I think I will take this energy from the KUPI to my country. And fatwa should be allowed for the woman as well, she can give without the signature of the man. So thank you so much, KUPI.
Thank you. Datuk? Ya, silakan Datuk.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Yang berbahagia, yang dihormati Bapak Kiai, yang membawakan pesantren dan juga sahabat-sahabat dari seluruh negara seluruh dunia. Pertamanya saya sempat mengikuti KUPI kali pertama, tapi tidaklah sehebat yang ada pada hari ini. Pertamanya tahniahlah kepada KUPI kerana berjaya mengadakan satu persidangan antarabangsa, yang keduanya meeting ataupun kongres di kalangan peserta-peserta. Dan tajuknya sangat tajuk-tajuk yang bincang dalam kongres itu sangat dekat dengan kehidupan kita seharian. Contohnya pasal kahwinan anak-anak di bawah umur, sunat perempuan yang saya sempat masuklah. Dan dari itu saya tak sempat, jadi tak dapat cakap. Kemudian yang keduanya, walaupun Malaysia itu dekat sempadan dengan Indonesia, tetapi perbezaan politik dan maklumat ataupun pendedahan orang-orang agama di Malaysia terlalu mengikut apa yang berlaku di Mesir, yang mana perempuan tidak diberi peluang langsung untuk ke depan. Jadi tidak boleh buat masa ini sama dengan apa yang sedang KUPI buat. Dia agaknya pada saya agak memakan masa. Saya ada pengalaman sebagai mufti, saya ada pengalaman sebagai hakim syar'i. So di situ saya dapati proses sebagaimana berlaku proses hidup dan berkembang biaknya KUPI itu agak sukar di Malaysia. Jadi walau bagaimanapun bibit-bibit biji-biji yang dapat daripada KUPI di sini pada hari ini dan insyaAllah sampai hari besok, saya akan cuba usahakan Indonesia Malaysia. Apa-apa pun tahniah yang tidak terhingga kepada KUPI dan seluruh anggota masyarakat ulama Indonesia. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Datuk. Untuk aku cek ya. I want to go to lady at the corner. South Africa, Fatima.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I think the first is to thank the organizers and the conceptualizers, those who thought of this and then those who made this happen. Thank you for doing all of that. It is great work, it is hard work. Thank you for doing the work. And so, I think it's so in terms of what inspires me, your boldness and your bravery. You have been bold and you have been brave, and you have taken a concept which 6 years ago was barely heard or not really known, and you've made it part of everybody's everyday. And that is an absolute achievement, and that is really inspiring. What will I take away? I think what you've achieved is very particular to your own history. You have been able to achieve this because you have a history of the peasant run, which is prior to which has endured through so many hundreds of years. And you're now bringing the fruits of the peasant run, which includes women scholars, you bring that into the national consciousness. You're making that part of what it means to be Indonesian. So there's a few things that can be exported from here, but I think there's a few things that can't be. What can be exported, I think the one thing is the methodology, the fatwa methodology that you are producing. That can certainly be exported to other places, and I'm interested to take that back. The other thing that can be exported is the idea that women can do fatwa, ought to be doing fatwa, are already doing fatwa, and simply have to be recognized for it. I think that too will be something to export. And as a feminist Muslim, I can't stop speaking until I speak about power. And so I must raise my own concerns for how KUPI is associated and how it becomes proximate to power. the closer we are to power, the more we have to be concerned about what power wants to do with us. So that would be my concern. How what KUPI does is taken by others to do what they want to do rather than what we want to do.
Thank you, Fatima. No, Pakistan already. Paul, from UK.
Salahuddin. Paul Salahuddin. Thank you. I kept Paul for a reason. I get this in the UK actually, not usually here, largely from British Pakistani people who, someone asked me what's the understanding of Islam that they have here, and I said, well, I think you can probably sum it up with the word primitive, sadly. This is just so inspirational. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out how to follow Fatima because it's like, you know, you give me a tough assignment there. It's like, how do I follow you? Thank you for inviting me. I mean, really, I mean, I was inspired when I met Muslimat NU back in 2017, that there was women in Indonesia who were scholars and this was recognized as normal. But obviously not to what you've achieved with KUPI. But even that inspired me because there's nothing like that in the UK. We've got one or two individuals that have been recognized who have worked extremely hard, and although they're recognized, they're not really recognized as they should be recognized. And if they started issuing fatwas, then you could see all the fatwas coming against them. And, you know, I've been asked by people since I've been here, what do I think is the, you know, responsibility of a female scholar, or a female imam, or a female sheikh? I said, why should it be any different to a male? I said, there are some specific areas where actually it would be advantageous for a woman to actually be making decisions, or for a group of women, because there are certain aspects of life, such as, for instance, you know, the certain time of the month and pregnancy and stuff, I will never understand properly. I can try to do my best to have understanding for my wife and for women, but I'm never going to experience that. I can only experience it secondhand. So how dare I make decisions on such things, or on anything else which is particular to a woman? And I mean, obviously, I wouldn't be too happy if it was reversed, and women were making decisions on things that were particular to a man. But aside from these things, where both male and female scholars should listen to each other and take on board everything that the other is saying, then in the other areas which are shared, why should it make any difference what's between a person's legs? As to, you know, it should be their knowledge, their experience, their wisdom. And that's universal. I mean, amongst my teachers are many men and many great women. And so, more power to you. And, you know, I'm just really, I'm seeing where this is going. I'm really inspired. And I hope that this does get exported. I mean, I do take on board what Fatima was saying. There's certain things which come from Indonesian culture which make it easier to achieve this here than in other places. But I do hope that it can be achieved in other places, inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, Melinda from US.
Thank you, Ruby. Inspired, yes. I first knew about the Pasentum and Mubadala Center thanks to the presence of Fakhruddin and Yuni Yanti. And since then I was fascinated by and inspired by the idea. But coming here and actually experiencing it, I'm still really excited for tomorrow. It's more than I could have imagined. I mean, I'm not surprised at all at the quality of the religious analysis of any of it, but I have to say it is worth stating that the political, social, security, the analysis, the quality of the thought on all of the issues that have been discussed is, I would say, the same, if not better than any of the spaces I've been in at the international level. Honestly, the parallel discussions, all of it. So in terms of inspiring, I'm American Muslim, but I work in a capacity where I facilitate a network of women peace builders in more than 40 countries. And so I'm here to try and distill how can I work with Ruby in the future, with Aman, to bring this gift that you've developed here to help them, especially those working in conflict contexts. So in addition to the fatwa development, the methodology, which I agree is one of the really strong things that, and in order to do that, we need more resources in English and or Arabic. We really need to find a way to do that, because I know that we're just scratching the surface with what we even understand about how you've been doing this. Also the methodology of the movement building, because many of the people here say, I can't even start doing this, I can't even imagine. They've been working on this for more than 20 years, at least, right? So it takes sowing those seeds, and I think that's what we can bring back is the seeds. And what am I saying? No, I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there.
Okay. Thank you, Melinda. Just let me know if you have something pop up in your mind. Just jump in. So, my dear, why are you just sitting at the back of me? Come here. Oh. So now Samia is going to tell us, in bahasa.
I'm not in the condition to speak Indonesian. Nggak bisa ini. Sangat terharu, je peux parler français. No, I think tonight I want to speak more with my heart and as a human, because actually 5 years ago I embarked on this journey. So for me, KUPI this time was living something that I've observed for so long, and KUPI actually changed my life as a Muslim woman. It just gave me the answers that I kept looking for my whole life. And actually, it's extremely, I don't know how God took me into that place until now, it's a mystery, but I want to thank all of you for opening your doors to me. I want to thank all of you for always feeding me, taking care of me, and telling me your stories, because this KUPI has a very long history, and it is a process where people put so much effort, so much energy, so much prayers, and what we are living here is just the realizations of all of this, and it's a miracle at the end. And I experienced this KUPI, it was for me a healing process as a Muslim woman who grew up in a non-Muslim country, but with a Muslim spirituality. I found my answers here, and just seeing all the people reunited in the same place, speaking with their heart with so much strength, developing methodology, thoughts, it's just unbelievable. So yeah, I don't know, I think I hold it to the whole KUPI conference. And now today I just burst into tears, but I think it's healthy, it's okay, nggak apa-apa. Nggak usah malu-malu juga. Ya, terima kasih. Terima kasih.
Juga siang ini Samia mendapatkan double job, menjadi translator di salah satu sesi. Terima kasih ya. Masih ada, sudah ya, teman-teman dari Malaysia dia. Oh ya, Bu Rosalia dong. Bu Rosalia ini saya merasa dia ini orang Indonesia. Jadi maaf Bu. Bu Rosalia, of course, has been work in Indonesia for a long time. Love Indonesia, love Indonesian, and what else? Love. Silakan Ibu.
Iya, sebetulnya ya tidak pas bicara sebagai orang bule. So, walaupun memang orang bule, tapi saya pikir jadi satu dengan sejarah KUPI dari tahun 90-an sampai sekarang. Jadi untuk saya sangat senang lihat perkembangannya dari dulu satu gerakan kecil dengan orang seperti Mas Rua di Yogyakarta, Maria Ulfa di Jakarta, Liz Marcus, P3M, orang yang sekarang tidak disebut tetapi Mas Dalmasudi waktu itu ada dan lain-lain. Itu sekarang jadi satu gerakan yang begitu kuat dengan ide yang jauh lebih sistematis dan sudah publikasinya yang luar biasa. Tahun 90 mungkin tidak ada satu buku pun oleh orang Indonesia, jelas ada referensi dari Rifat Hasan dan beberapa sumber lain dari luar Indonesia, tapi yang ditulis oleh orang Indonesia dan khususnya dengan perspektif akhlak, reproduksi maupun gender. Dan sekarang bisa jadi seperti ini benar itu, karena itu saya selalu mau ikut. Mudah-mudahan masih hidup 5 tahun lagi dan akan di sini. Satu hal yang mungkin untuk masa depan ini memang karena kebetulan terkait dengan sejarah pribadi saya pikir sangat penting dibicarakan perkawinan campur. Karena ini inti dari penerimaan perbedaan, ya. Jadi menurut saya jika mau bicara inklusi, mungkin saya yakin KUPI pasti bisa cari jalan keluar. Bagaimana bukan hanya perkawinan, tapi contoh saja makam suami saya dibagi, dia di bagian muslim. Nanti jika saya mati tidak bisa numpang karena saya bukan muslim, segitu. Jadi ini juga makam dibagi, orang Kristen, orang Muslim, padahal kita sudah jadi satu dalam hidup. Nah, tantangan-tantangan seperti ini dan tadi dibicarakan radikalisme dan yang lain-lain, saya pikir sangat penting untuk jadi agenda. Ini harapan saya secara pribadi. Terima kasih banyak sekali lagi dan sampai jumpa 5 tahun lagi. Yang saya bisa buat, ya saya sudah bagian dari Gus Durian di Thailand, ada Gus Durian Thailand, dan jelas tetap mendukung kegiatan-kegiatan teman-teman dimanapun mereka berada jika mau ke Thailand atau Asia Tenggara.
Terima kasih Bu Lia. Bu Lia ini punya kantornya itu ada di mall. Di art center. Jadi pengunjungnya orang-orang biasa, orang-orang yang umum seperti itu, sehingga saya mengobservasi ke sana itu unik, satu approach yang unik dengan exhibition. Baik, kalau tidak ada yang lain, saya rasa Mbak Abad mungkin mau memberikan sedikit catatan atau impresi juga. Silakan.
Ya, terima kasih sekali untuk kehadiran teman-teman internasional. Ini bagian dari mengglobalkan yang lokal dan melokalkan atau melandingkan yang global. Satu hal yang KUPI lakukan sebagai satu cara pandang atau metodologi. Kalau ini soal perspektif global dan lokal, tadi Pak Kiai Fakih juga bicara tentang jangan dipilah-pilah terlalu kaku, mana primer, mana sekunder, mana tersier, itu karena dalam kehidupan itu ya yang seperti itu tidak bisa untuk kita pilah-pilah secara sangat kaku. Nah, kami berharap setelah ini ayo kita bersuara bersama-sama di tempat kita masing-masing. Saya katakan itu ayo bersuara, inspirasinya bukan dari siapa-siapa, tapi memang dari Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala mengajarkan begitu. Kita semua hafal ayat dalam surah Yasin. Saya kok sering terharu sekali gitu ya. Karena untuk mengatakan sesuatu saja itu juga butuh energi, butuh keyakinan gitu ya. Dan apa yang kita katakan itu kan kemudian memang kembali kepada kita untuk menuntut tanggung jawab kita gitu. Dan itulah yang memang dilakukan KUPI. Besok mungkin teman-teman akan masuk pada refleksi gerakan apa yang nanti akan kita kerjakan di masing-masing ruang. Ada yang di komunitas, ada yang di internasional, ada yang di ranah kultural dan lain-lain ya. Besok setelah musyawarah keagamaan. Saya menyampaikan ini saja barangkali tafsir sederhana dari ayat yang biasa kita baca. Allah Subhanahu wa taala berfirman dalam surah Yasin, "Innama amruhu idza arada syai'an ayyaqula lahu kun fayakun." Tuhan mengajarkan, Allah mengajarkan kepada kita, kalau punya satu perkara, punya satu keinginan, innama amruhu idza arada, ini Tuhan ya. Ketika Tuhan menginginkan sesuatu, padahal Tuhan Maha Kuasa, bisa melakukan segalanya. Tapi Tuhan sendiri mengajarkan kepada kita, idza arada syai'an, ketika kita ingin sesuatu, ayyakula, katakan, speak up. Akan ada, bayangkan, imajinasikan, sesulit apapun situasi kita, kondisi kita, hambatan kita hari ini. Jadi KUPI hari ini di Indonesia ini imajinasi dari tahun 90, yang tahun 90 kita belum berani berimajinasi. Tapi hari ini ternyata terjadi. Karena kita terus katakan, speak up. Kun. Ya. Akan ada. Nah, kita berdoa. Tapi kita tidak cukup hanya speak up. Fayakun. Ya. Itu dalam grammar present continuous tense ya, fi'il mudhari'. Sesuatu yang terjadi hari ini sedang dan akan terus berlangsung. Karena itu ketika kita bermimpi, kita punya harapan, kita punya cita-cita, memang kita katakan, kita punya tujuan, dan kemudian kita berproses untuk menuju ke sana. Saya pikir ini bagian dari proses. Kita akan sama-sama berproses, dan kita yakin setiap proses yang kita jalankan dari satu cita-cita besar yang dikerjakan dengan baik gitu ya. Dan kalau dalam Islam itu kan kita tidak hanya perlu mementingkan apa, tapi juga perlu memikirkan bagaimana. Ya, seringkali ya how to say ya is something important as important as what to say. Apa yang kita katakan, bagaimana kita melakukan sesuatu itu sama pentingnya dengan apa yang kita katakan. Ya, bahkan kalau dalam pendidikan kan ada at-thariqah ahammu minal maddah. Metode lebih penting daripada materi. Jadi karena itu di KUPI ini pemikiran dan gerakan ya sesuatu yang memang tidak bisa dipisah-pisahkan. Kita punya cita-cita, tapi kita juga perlu punya cara, dan disitulah kita penting untuk selalu saling berbagi untuk bisa menemukan format yang terbaik di ranah kita masing-masing, karena konteks kita juga masing-masing tidak sama satu sama lain. Tapi saya pikir ini bagian dari kita sudah kun, kemudian ayakul kita sudah berkata, kemudian kita sudah punya cita-cita kun, dan kita akan terus fayakun. Ya, semoga prosesnya akan menjadi sesuai dengan yang kita harapkan. Terima kasih.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya tidak bisa berkata-kata, saya sangat-sangat bahagia bisa menjadi saksi sejarah KUPI 2 ini, dan ini berada di lokasi kami di Jepara, di Pondok Pesantren Hasyim Asy'ari Bangsri ini. Ini sungguh luar biasa, kami sampai H-1 atau sehari menjelang pelaksanaan itu saya masih belum percaya bahwa KUPI akan diadakan gitu, seakan masih mimpi gitu. Jadi ketika ini sudah terjadi seolah-olah saya masih rasanya wow sekali gitu, karena ini benar-benar sebuah event yang tadi ya sangat menyentuh di hati, dan saya bisa bertemu, kita bisa berjumpa dengan ulama perempuan dari berbagai daerah, juga sahabat ulama perempuan, dan kami di sini sebagai tuan rumah sungguh merasa sangat-sangat merasa terhormat sekali gitu. Kita dipercaya, ini kita sangat awalnya tidak pede gitu, tidak percaya diri bahwa kami bisa menyelenggarakan, menjadi tuan rumah untuk perhelatan yang sungguh luar biasa ini. Dan untuk itu kami sangat-sangat berterima kasih ya kepada Majelis Musyawarah KUPI, juga kepada seluruh peserta, terutama international participants. Itu saya sangat-sangat berterima kasih, thank you, karena sungguh ini merupakan hal yang sangat membanggakan, dan semoga kita nanti bisa bertemu lagi di KUPI yang ketiga. Ya. Sekali lagi terima kasih.
Terima kasih Bu Nyai. Baik, teman-teman, besok ada satu sesi refleksi, dan kita akan melanjutkan dari apa yang tadi sudah disampaikan dalam bentuk tadi kita akan bersama-sama menyuarakan dari tempat yang berbeda-beda. Semangatnya seperti itu. Bahkan ketika KUPI mau menyelenggarakan KUPI 2, saya juga tidak berpikir mau dapat dukungan dari mana, tapi memberanikan diri mengambil mandat untuk menyelenggarakan International Conference, dan alhamdulillah bisa terjadi. Sampai sekarang saya masih percaya bahwa imajinasi itu segalanya. Kita mengimajinasikan apa, suatu saat kita akan masuk di dalam sebuah realitas yang kita imajinasikan. Terima kasih banyak atas partisipasi teman-teman, dan karena kita juga cukup lelah, jadi terima kasih banyak semuanya teman-teman Majelis Musyawarah KUPI yang terhormat, ada panitia di sini juga hadir, juga ada Umi yang selalu setia mengupdate. Umi terima kasih di pembukaan, terus kemudian baik Umi, mungkin ada sepatah dua patah kata Umi sebelum menutup Umi. Baik, terima kasih. Terima kasih semuanya, dan ada teman-teman media mohon minta izin ke teman-teman kalau ada statement yang tadi disampaikan di quote untuk media, semoga tidak keberatan untuk bersama, dan mungkin kalau besok ada teman-teman media yang approach untuk statement-statement tertentu juga terima kasih kalau meluangkan waktunya. Terima kasih teman-teman semuanya atas kehadirannya, dan saya tutup forum kita malam ini, istirahat, dan besok kita akan memasuki core bisnis yang paling inti dari acara KUPI untuk bersama-sama duduk di dalam musyawarah keagamaan KUPI dengan 5 tema yang akan kita bahas. Terima kasih dan selamat istirahat. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Malam ini ada pentas seni